Grab a snack, y'all. This one is gonna be a long one. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is the end of another month, and while February is the shortest month of the year, I do feel like I have more favorites this month than I have in the past few months. So it might be a little bit of a longer video. We'll see how fast I can get through these, but I do have some makeup. I have one skincare. Y'all know I have a couple of fragrances, a little bit of a random, and then I do have one fail. I have some hair care, but I think I'm gonna do an entirely separate video on that because I've been getting a few questions and comments via Instagram about my hair lately, and I've been trying some new products that I want to feature for y'all, but I really do feel like they deserve their own video. So be on the lookout for that. But right now, let's go ahead and jump into my makeup favorites for the month of February. And it was very heavily rooted in foundations this month, I feel like. I reviewed a lot of foundations. There are a lot of foundations that came out. There are a lot more coming out. I have more to review, but I just felt like it was like at least a foundation review a week in February. And I have a couple of favorites that stood out the most to me. And then I have one that I haven't even talked about. How? I don't know. If you want a whole separate review on it, let me know. But the two that I have talked about and done either mini reviews or a dedicated video, this first one is from Fit Glow Beauty. This is their new Foundation Plus, and I featured this in a playing with new makeup video. So it was kind of like a mini review within that video, but this is, I feel like, a step up from their older foundation. It just is very, very, very pretty on the skin. I am in the shade F3.5. It comes in a doe foot applicator. And as I kind of described it in that video, this is like, it's like butter, y'all. It's like just goes on so smooth and creamy, which is not even like a favorite word of mine, but I really don't know how else to describe it. It just blends in beautifully. It's got this really pretty luminous finish, but I don't feel like it's greasy luminous. I don't feel like it's over the top. It just is kind of blurring and smoothing and very, very flattering on my skin. So I had to include that because I have really been enjoying it. Fit Glow Beauty is also a clean company. So if you like to kind of stick to that arena in the beauty world, this is definitely one to look at. If you don't, this is still definitely one to look at. Now, my favorite, I did an entire video on this, and it's what I'm wearing today, is the Cali Free Dreaming Skin Wellness Diffusing Tint. Y'all, this stuff is so good. It's so good. I'm not even gonna talk a ton about it. I'll put a card up for the review I did, but it is diffusing, it's blurring, it's really long lasting, it's very lightweight, it's very flattering on the skin. It's just the right amount of coverage for me. It doesn't sink in into any lines. Honestly, everything I look for in a foundation, this ticks all the boxes. So definitely look into that video if you haven't seen it. I have had, I believe I counted 4 of y'all reach out to me on Instagram and say that you went out and bought this and it has become your favorite. So I'm so glad. That makes me so happy. I don't think y'all realize that, like, when I get comments about things that y'all tried that I recommended that you love, it is like, it validates me doing this channel because that is why I'm here. I'm here to share products that I love, maybe some products I don't love so much, so that it helps you make better buying decisions. And I just love that so many of y'all are loving this too. Now, the one that I have not talked about, I bought this the second I saw it launch. I got it off of Amazon. I actually need to see if you can even get it anywhere else right now. And it's the L'Oreal Age Perfect 4-in-1 Tinted Balm. So it comes in like a pot. And y'all, when I first got this, I opened it up and I was like, yeah, that's orange, not peach, not melon. It's straight up orange. And I was like, I cannot put this on my face, but I did. And holy cow, I was so surprised at how nice it is. Now, this is the shade light. I don't think that I would really consider this light. I don't know. The shade range when it first launched was very dismal. I don't know if it's expanded since then, but the actual wear and finish of this and how it applies, it's really, really, really nice. So let me know if you want a separate video on that. I may just do it like in a get ready with me on Instagram, but it's good. It's real good. A couple of eyeshadow palettes, both of which I believe launched this past month. The first I did a look with, and it is the Chantecaille Giraffe Eye Quartet. I did a look with this in that exact same video where I featured the Fit Glow foundation. And I have to say, I got more positive comments on that look, both on YouTube and Instagram, that I feel like I've gotten on a look in over a year. I just feel like it was y'all's favorite. And honestly, it's one of my favorites too. It has a lot to do with this very shiny, reflective Giraffe Eye Quartet. I will put up a picture with swatches, but it's neutral, but it's also kind of special. The two really reflective shades are just absolutely beautiful. Again, I love the look that I created with this, not only on that YouTube video, but also every other time that I've used it. Even though it's just 4 colors, I find it's quite versatile in the amount of looks that you can get out of it. And because it's more neutral, I do feel like it's also one that you don't have to worry about what blush or lip color you wear with it. It's pretty much gonna go with everything. So really, really loving that. Love the packaging. Love the fact that they're giving back to the Giraffe World Organization. I'm gonna say that wrong, but they are giving back to an organization that is helping to save giraffes over in Africa. And it's just, y'all, it's just, I love Chantecaille. I love their business and their philanthropic ways, and I really love their products. Now the next quad, it's also quad. I noticed that both of the palettes that I'm talking about today are quads. This also launched in February, maybe the very end of January, but this is the Tom Ford Eye Color Quad in the new cream eyeshadow formula, which it's like a cream to powder, or a powder to, it's a creamy powder. Okay, it's a creamy powder formula. And this is in the shade Smoky Quartz. Now, this is the only one that I got. They do have 3. I kind of wanted Tiger's Eye, but let's be real, I have all the colors that are in Tiger's Eye. I have all of these colors too, but it's the formula that is so special on this. I really, 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 really love this formula. It's what I have on my eyes today, except for the lid color. These are the swatches. They're all matte. Now the Tiger's Eye and I can't remember, Rose Topaz maybe? They have shimmer colors in them. These are all matte, which is another reason that I chose it, because I just really like the idea of an all matte quad. I feel like it's very easy to travel with. You can stick a, lid color in your makeup bag, and you've got very little space taken up, but a lot of looks that can be made. So, so pretty. But the formula on these, it's so smooth. It's very reminiscent of, I've talked a lot about this color Spot right here in the Natasha Denona Biba palette, which is, I think she describes that as more of like a cream shadow as well, a cream powder eyeshadow. These are very similar to that formula. So if you're familiar with that, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. They blend in so nice. This dark color right here is what I have on as an eyeliner. I have this color in the crease, and I have this color on the outer corner. And then I have the Chantecaille Copper Mermaid eye color on the lid, and that's it. And that is all. I went to Florida last week for like 4 days. My cousin got married. That's all I packed for eyeshadow. I packed this quad with the Chantecaille Copper color, Mermaid eye color, and I got a look every single day. I would either just wear a couple colors in the crease or one color in the crease, or I would do this look, which is what I wore to the wedding. It's simple, it's easy, it's good. This formula is really good, and it works every time. I know Tom Ford is expensive, and I really like their wet dry formula as well. And I feel like if you're going to invest in a quad, I would go with something that is their wet dry formula or this formula. The ones that are kind of just like their normal formula, I'm just kind of like, oh yeah, they're okay. But the wet dry formula and these stand out to me. The other makeup items I'm gonna talk about are all lip products. The first 2 that I'm gonna talk about are lipsticks that were sent to me by Merit. And these are their brand new signature lipsticks. And I have 2 shades. And can we talk about this packaging? I've said before, I am not usually a sucker for packaging. It's not really why I ever buy a product. I think maybe I have 2 products in my entire collection that I bought solely for the packaging. But this packaging is so pretty. I really, really love it. It's actually upside down right now. So this is how it's supposed to be. It has Merit written. This really pretty, like coppery rose gold, clear packaging is just, oh, it's just so luxe. It has their logo on the top, the little M, and then you pull it out and you've got the actual lipstick. Now, these are, I believe, Merit's first lipsticks. The only other lip products they had were their like lip glosses or lip oil type products. And these are really nice. So I'm going to swatch both of them, but first I'm going to go to a cutaway of me using the one called Millennial because I want to show you what it looks like without a gloss on top. Y'all know I'm a gloss person, so I have a gloss on top of this, but I want you to see how it looks just freshly applied so you can get an idea of kind of the finish on the lips. It's not a flat matte formula at all. It's definitely not drying. It's actually surprisingly moisturizing on the lips and comfortable. So if you're someone who doesn't like a gloss, but you also don't want something that's going to be flat matte, sink into fine lines on the lips and all of that kind, this is going to be a really good formula for you. I have really been enjoying these 2 colors. Brown nude shade is called Slip. And then the pink shade that I just used and that I have on right now is called Millennial. So we have Millennial, the pink shade, and then Slip. But you can see they have a little bit of a sheen to them when they catch the light. They're not glossy. They're not tacky. They're not something that's going to be gone in like 15 minutes, right? I mean, we've all tried those where they have that really pretty sheen and they kind of give the effect of a gloss, but then 15 minutes later, they're gone. It's not like that. This is just a very moisturizing, nice lipstick. So kudos to Merit for that. I think I may use these again in a coming up new makeup video that I have planned. And maybe I'll show you the other color, but very, very pretty. And y'all, the packaging I love so much. The other 2 lip products I'm not going to talk a ton about because I talked about them in my Playing With New Makeup, and they are the Giraffe collection from Chantecaille Lip Cheeks. These are, I mean, they're good. Every color I have in this formula is so good. My favorite of the 2 is actually Jasmine, which I did not think was going to be the case because it is more of the peachy color. I mean, Freesia's gorgeous too, let's be real. I just typically don't go for peach toned lipsticks, but that's Jasmine right there, and then that's Freesia. So you can see the difference in how much more moisturizing these are because they really are. They're more of like a balm lipstick versus the Merit. And I don't need a gloss when I wear these. It's kind of like a lipstick and gloss in one. They do last longer than 15 minutes on my lips. And I do find sometimes the sheen will go away before the color goes away, which is completely fine for me. But they're just so comfortable on the lips and they come out with such beautiful colors. I don't know if Willow is out yet, but I'm really interested in that one as well because it's another very pretty pink shade. But these are just perfect for spring. They both go really well with the Giraffe Eye Quartet because, as I mentioned, that really just works with all blush colors and lip colors. And I just think they killed it with that collection. I love it so much. All right, that is all of the makeup favorites. Before I go into fragrance and skincare, I am going to talk about one fail. I don't typically do this. I definitely don't like to make a habit of bashing companies, and this is not me bashing this company because I have other products from them that I like. But I did see this on Ulta as a new arrivals in January, I believe, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to try it. It sat in my kind of like new makeup box that I have under my vanity where I try to keep everything that I know I need to try. It sat there for a while, and then I was like, you know what? I have a day where I'm not having to film. I don't need to wear something to review. I'm just going to try it. I had to take it off. It is the Pacifica Kind Tint Tinted Serum. Here is the thing. This sucker is so small, but then it says it has 1 fluid ounce. And I guess that just shows you how big and wasteful some other packaging can be. And I'm not saying this in comparison is wasteful, but it is much bigger. So this is the new Makeup Forever HD Skin. It's just one that I have on my vanity. And then this, it's the same amount of product. But see, it's besides the point. I was just very, surprised at the size. But it's the actual product that I just could not get behind. It is supposed to be a tint. It's supposed to be a serum. So I was thinking like, you know, low coverage, easy to blend out, maybe very liquidy. If you can see, it is not moving at all. It's definitely not a liquidy serum product, but it's the way that, I don't know if it reacted with my SPF, which here's the thing, if a foundation's not gonna work well with an SPF, it's just out for me because that's non-negotiable. I wear an SPF every day. I don't know if it was that or if it was just the way it applied. And as I'm swatching it on my finger, I can see it's very streaky. I don't know if that's gonna come across. I think it may just be the formula, but it bunched up and pilled and creased and cracked and oh, it was just gross. I haven't applied a foundation that was that gross on my skin in a very long time. I had to completely take it off, reapply my SPF and go in with something I knew was gonna work. So if you've been wondering about this, if you've seen it at Ulta or somewhere else and I don't know, one of my 2 cents, and even if you didn't, you got them, don't love it. Just don't love it. That's okay though, because I have so many foundations I do love. Now let's talk about a skincare product. This is, oh, I love this so much. I don't incorporate new skincare products very often. And when I do, I tend to only incorporate that and nothing else for like 2 or 3 weeks to see if I have any kind of reaction. So the only new thing that I added to my routine this month was this product. These are the Is Clinical Active Peel System Treatment Pads. The reason I did this was because I'd heard a lot of good things about them and also because I was out of my Clarity RX lactic acid 10% toner, which is what I typically use the 2 nights a week that I exfoliate. So while I had a backup of the Clarity, because it has been a favorite of mine for a very long time, I decided to give these a try. So Is Clinical is a brand I have loved for a very long time. I trust their products. It comes in a system like this, very similar to the Dr. Dennis Gross peel pads, if you're familiar with them. It's a very similar concept. In fact, the instructions are pretty much identical. You take the active peel system step 1. So you take this pad, you put it all over your face, you leave it on for 3 minutes, and then you go in with this. You don't rinse it off. You just use this to kind of seal everything in, kind of take away some of the tingliness. These are great. Now I love the Dr. Dennis Gross as well. I can't use the extra strength. I have to use the sensitive skin when I use those. This one has a much different feel on my skin. If you've ever used the Is Clinical, I think it's like the Hydra Cool Mask or something like that. It's the same exact feeling. It's almost a cold sensation with a little bit of tingling on the skin. And I'm looking at the ingredients. It does have alcohol. It's a peel pad. It's a acid product. Almost all of those have alcohol in them. It has sugarcane extract, salicylic acid, aloe leaf juice, willow bark extract, bilberry fruit extract, orange fruit extract, lemon fruit extract, apple fruit extract, sugar maple extract. So the only actual acid I see in these is salicylic, which is one I don't typically use. I don't have an issue with it. It has not made me break out. It has not made my face overly sensitive. It's just not one I usually use, but it is doing, I think that mixed in with all of those, the enzymes and the extracts, my skin really likes this. It really likes this, but I am telling you, it is very potent, okay? I was using it on my neck as well, and I remember I was with Courtney weekend before last, and she looked at me and she was like, did you get a chemical peel on your neck? And I'm like, no, why? My skin was peeling off on my neck. That is how potent these are. I haven't really had any issues with peeling on my skin, and I wear Tret on my neck. Like my neck is not, it's not overly sensitive, but it really wanted to get rid of that top layer using these pads. And it did. I mean, it was peeling all over. So keep that in mind. But again, I haven't had that issue on my face, but it is just, it leaves glowing skin. I really, really enjoy it. Now it comes with 15 treatment sets, and it says to do it every other night. That's what it recommends. So it's technically a month's supply in this box. Again, I only use them twice a week, so it's gonna last me almost 2 months. But I had to talk about it because it is my one skincare that I have incorporated this month that I really, really like. All right, let's talk about fragrance. I have 2 fragrances this month that I just feel like I went back to and back to and back to. Now, I do change up my fragrances almost daily, but there are, times where I'm like 3 or 4 days in a row, I'll reach for the same thing because I'm just loving it so much at the time. And these 2 fit that bill. The first is from BDK. And it is called Wood Jasmine. This is the newest BDK to my collection. It's one that I have wanted the longest though. I feel like it's one of the first ones I sampled from them and have loved it ever since. And I keep telling myself, I'm gonna order Wood Jasmine. I'm gonna order Wood Jasmine. And then I just ended up getting another BDK. But this is my 4th full-size BDK in my collection. Twisted Lily now carries it. I do have a coupon code with them, so I'll list that down in the description box. But this is kind of a floral fruity fragrance. The top notes are plum and pear. The heart notes or middle notes are jasmine, sambac, Turkish rose. And the base is incense, Madagascar vanilla, patchouli, and labdanum. This is one of the stronger scents from BDK. It's one of the ones that last the longest. And it is one that is a little bit less mass appealing. Meaning I do think that you need to smell this or just look at the notes and know you're gonna love it. I do get the plum the most. It almost has like a plum black currant kind of vibe to it. I get a little bit of the jasmine. I don't get much rose, which is okay because it's not my favorite. And then you do start to get the vanilla and incense as it dries down. It is a very heavy hitter in the form of performance. It lasts, a good 6 to 8 hours on me. I just really, really, really like it. I do think it might be a little cloying in the hottest of months, but I could still wear this in the spring and not have any kind of issues at all. So I could use it 3/4 of the year and love it. So Wood Jasmine. Now, the second one I'm going to talk about, if you watched the video where Chad and I sampled men's fragrances from Twisted Lily, they sent us quite a few samples to try out. If you haven't seen it, I feel like any video I film with him is just so much fun. Even if you don't care about the content, it's just fun to watch him and listen to him. So check it out if you haven't already. But both of our favorites from that was the Xerjoff Commandante. And they actually sent him a full bottle of this. So thank you to Twisted Lily. But y'all, this is so good. It's actually what I'm wearing today. I have no issues wearing men's fragrances whatsoever. Some of my very favorite scents are actually marketed for men, but this one, y'all, you gotta watch the video, but it's just so good. Out of all the Xerjoffs, male, feminine, unisex, doesn't matter, I like this one the most. It has strawberry and citrus on the top, tonka bean, white flowers, and jasmine in the middle, and patchouli, cardamom, and cinnamon on the dry down. Now, I will say Chad is not a fan of patchouli, so that tells you how little of it he can smell and that I can smell in this. I don't think it is really noticeable at all, in my opinion, so if you're not a fan of patchouli, I still think you'll like this. I do get a little bit of the citrus, but I also get the strawberry, and I think that kind of cuts the citrus for me, which is good because I'm not someone who loves a heavily citrus fragrance. But I also get the cinnamon, so a little bit of a spice. But this is a scent that I would wear year round, no problem whatsoever. It's absolutely gorgeous. The bottle is gorgeous, but the scent, I cannot stop smelling it. I can't stop smelling myself when I wear this. I love it so much. All right, let's finally at the very end talk about a very random, and this is actually some coffee. And I know you're like, what? I typically don't venture out of the regular coffee that I drink. I am a coffee lover. I drink too much of it. I'm fully aware, but it is a vice I'm just not willing to give up. And I don't know what, I think it was one of those stinking Instagram or Facebook ads that got me. I know I talked about a coffee creamer last month. This, I believe, was the same type thing. And this is from the Bones Coffee Company. So I'm not quite sure much about the actual company other than the fact that I guess they just really like skeletons because they're Bones Coffee and all of their packaging has skeletons on it. But what interested me the most is I like a flavored coffee. I like something that has a little bit of a flavor into it. I'm trying to honestly wean off of most of my creamer. So I find that if I am drinking a flavored coffee in itself, I don't need as much creamer. And eventually I'm hoping to be able to get to close to black. And their flavors, y'all. So this is a small 4 ounce. They have a sample pack where you can get basically 5 4 ounces. So I started off doing that. I think I got 2 sample packs. So I was able to try 10 flavors. I don't know how many are here. But then I have since purchased the 12 ounce bags as well. So I'm going to real quickly go through the flavors that I have here. Cookies and Dreams. So like Oreo. Red Velvet. Strawberry Cheesecake. I mean, these flavors. Shark Bite, which I believe is like a vanilla caramel. Highland Grog, which I believe was a buttered rum. Coconut rum. And Bananas Foster. And let me tell you, the Bananas Foster. Y'all, I'm a banana fanatic, okay? I will eat anything that tastes like a banana. I will wear anything that smells like a banana. I like banana candy. I like banana pudding, Bananas Foster, banana split. It doesn't matter. Banana is like my thing. I love it. So when I saw Bananas Foster, I was like, oh, I've got to. These coffees are the most flavor I have ever tasted in a plain coffee in my entire life. So if you are someone who really enjoys a flavored coffee, you've got to look into this. But the bigger ones that I have bought from all of these flavors, so it'll tell you they're the ones that are my favorite, are the Bananas Foster. I bought 2 of the big ones of those. Strawberry Cheesecake. Really love this one. And Red Velvet, which I believe is a limited edition. So, you know, if you're interested in that, I would go ahead and get it now. But I'll link it down below. I had to talk about it because I just can't stop drinking them. And I know some people are not a fan of flavored coffee. Some people are. If you are, definitely look into that. They also have pods for like Keurigs. And then they have some decaf options as well. So that is it, y'all. I know that was a very long video. Sorry, not sorry. I just had a lot of favorites that I wanted to share with y'all this month. So hopefully you enjoyed. I will have everything listed and linked down in the description box. As always, I do use affiliate links. I really appreciate anybody who uses those because it helps support my channel so that I can continue to buy things to review for y'all. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comment section below, and also let everybody else know what your favorites were for the month of February. Be sure and like and subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on any future videos. I hope you're all staying happy, healthy, safe, and sane, and that most of all, you go out and have a very blessed day.